And I know that wilderness means a lot of different things to different people. To me, it means relaxation and sanity. It's where I've always gone to get my own bearings back.
For thousands of years, this area was used by the Native Americans, and it was home for them. And the kids come here, and it's so incredible. You have to have that wildness and that discovery for the little ones, and then as you get older.
When I turn off the highway and get on the dirt road, it's an immediate feeling of relief and relaxation. And then when I get out of the car and start walking, it's another lowering of tension. The further away I am, the more comfortable I am, I think.
Nevada is a link to the old American West, vast, untamed, and wild, and part of our country's deepest identity. It is one of the last places where Americans can experience the awe and solitude of true wilderness, without lights in the sky, concrete on the ground, noise in the air. Nevada's public lands are national treasures. That's why, since 1999, the Nevada Wilderness Project has led successful statewide campaigns to designate more than 3 million acres in Nevada as wilderness and national conservation areas.
You know, people talk about the solitude and the silence, but for me it's getting out and it's like seeing that you have the ability to connect with nature on levels that you don't in a lot of other places, because there's no one else around you to distract you, and it's you and the land.
People from around the world come here to visit this quintessential American West and experience, at least for a little while, the wild country we know is part of our nation's soul, and it deserves our highest safeguards.
For me, this is where the magic happens, getting out there by yourself.
Yeah, get away from the crowds, definitely.
I don't think I would have made it 6 months in Vegas if it weren't for places like this.
Being able to go out into the backwoods and be in nature is a big part of my life, and it's a big spiritual part of my life. That's why I love coming out here. So, I don't know, I feel like people that don't know about these places feel like they have a void in their life.
Vegas is a very tricky place where people are just coming and going, and it's nice that the Nevada Wilderness Project's out there advocating for our wilderness, because, you know, we just move in, I enjoy it, but sure, I didn't fight for this, but I'm certainly grateful to those who have.
I think as human beings, we can have an arrogance that we are the only important creatures on this planet. And I think it's really important to view ourselves as equal with the other beings that are inhabiting the earth. And with wilderness protection, that's basically what we're saying.
Nevada is a mosaic of deep canyons, soaring mountains, wide open valleys, and icy blue alpine lakes. Its topography spans 2 deserts, elevations from 500 to 13,000 feet, and is home to wildlife that is diverse as it is abundant. The great challenge before us is to protect this mosaic for wildlife, conserve connected landscapes that give animals room to migrate, access to high-quality habitat, genetic diversity, and ways to deal with human encroachment and climate change.
So right now we're in the Humboldt-Toyabe National Forest, and we're pretty much right outside of Las Vegas. But on this side we have a proposed area called Appaloosa Springs, and it would really benefit the wildlife. What wildlife really needs is just that ability to move across different landscapes and to link these areas. Having some sort of ability for the wildlife to cross over from one wilderness area to another would really benefit the wildlife population here.
A lot of people think Gold Butte is just the old town site. So Gold Butte itself gets its name from this old city. But it's actually 360,000 acres, and it's filled with pioneer history that's really important. But the most interesting and fascinating history would have to be the Native American history that's here. It was obviously a travel way for them because there wasn't constant water in a lot of these places. But they came and used these same places over and over and over again.
The art is very moving, and it's very, very much a reflection, I think, of that natural landscape.
I can't believe we're in this little space. This is so great. And there's his head. I mean, there's a very distinct head. Oh, he's gorgeous.
The area is still pristine, and so it's really important for us to protect it through wilderness, through National Conservation Area, so that we can keep that pristine part about it, so that people can have that discovery just like it was when they left it. That's my passion to work on, is to make sure that 20 years from now, when my grandkids come out with their kids, that they'll be able to picnic out here and it'll still be the same as it is now.
Over the last 10 years, the Nevada Wilderness Project has become a place for people to find common ground and rally around conservation issues and legislation that makes sense for Nevada, and more important, for countless generations who will come after us.
Yeah, so this is all new, Nick. And behind us we have this wonderful conservation area, and ahead of us we have wonderful city of Las Vegas. We're surrounded by public land, and a lot of it now is wilderness, which is I'm so thankful about. When that legislation passed in 2001, I had a grin on my face for 2 weeks. I love the desert. I've lived in Las Vegas for a long time, over 30 years, but I love the desert, and I'm really here for the desert, not for the city.
I'm not a fan of development. I'm not against development. I'd love to see sensible growth boundaries put in place. So I think the bigger challenge isn't going against development. It's trying to get the people that are in positions to make decisions that affect natural resources actually making good decisions and following through on those decisions, so that we see those lands being protected properly and managed well.
If it takes a long time, it doesn't matter. I've got my whole life now, like a white bird breathing in my hands. The twilight is throwing its shadows, and the street lights have begun to buzz. Tonight it might be nice to take the long, long way home.
My job is you know, I love politics and I love sleeping in the dirt, and and I gotta say, I don't know how I stumbled upon this, but what I love is that as Americans we have the right to petition our government for change. And what we do is we take folks and we teach them how to work within the political process to affect the kind of change that they want to see in their community. And that's really exciting, because when it's about protecting your backyard wilderness and protecting what's best about America, we feel like that's one of the finest kinds of patriotism around.